Congratulations. 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 All Golden Eaglets of Nigeria. All Golden Eaglets of Nigeria. Thank you, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, congratulations.
On the evening of August 11, 1985, before 80,000 spectators inside the Workers' Stadium in faraway Beijing, China, a group of 18 starry-eyed young Africans climbed the podium to lift the first ever FIFA Under-16 Championship trophy after defeating the then West Germany 2-0 in a thrilling final. 2 weeks before, they had left the shores of Nigeria virtually unknown and definitely unheralded, without even an official name. However, after their global conquest in Far East Asia, they returned triumphantly as the World Golden Eaglets. It's been 35 years since that epic feat, the first by an African team at any level, and a lot has happened in the intervening period. Nigeria have won the title 4 more times in 1993, 2007, 2013, and 2015, with 3 runners-up medals in 1987, 2001, and 2009 to become the most successful nation at this level. In this exclusive interview with 2 key members of the squad, Nduka Ugbade, the captain of the side and first African player to lift the FIFA World Cup trophy, as well as Fatai Atere, the youngest player in the team at 13 years, and second youngest in the competition behind Guinea's Lamine Traore. NigeriaSuperFans.com rolled back the years to the making of the Golden Eaglets and how Nigeria ruled the world in China 85. Enjoy.
You have made Africa proud. You have done so well. You have performed as good ambassadors, good players, all Golden Eaglets. You have made Nigeria proud. You have done so well.
Quite interesting because then Nigeria was very, very good, and a lot of programs being organized everywhere that concerns the youth, because every nation, if you're going to do a lot of nation building and you're going to be very well strengthened, the youth must be taken into consideration. So as at that time, we had a lot of youth programs. The Youth Sports Federation is there, the school sports is there, the primary school sports as well too is there, the secondary school sports, where that even goes beyond something of just organized, and at the end of the day nothing happens. So it goes from the zonal to the higher zonal, which is Lagos State as a whole, then from there to the zonal interstate, then from there to the national, like a sports festival, and at the end of the day you have opportunity. But at the grassroots, a lot of things happening. The Greater Tomorrow, Golden Eaglets and all, academy, the level of academies and all. So we started very, very early, playing what they call felele. That today, very, very wonderful to know that there are 4 levels of football development if you are going to develop to the highest level of high performance.
Well, I've been playing football since I would say, like people always say, from my mother's womb. So I mean, in my street, we have a felele team, we have a blum team, and every time they send you to an errand, you want to play, you want to pick up and play soccer, pick up games and everything, and that's how I started. I remember me playing for Superstar. Superstar is from Bariga. We always beat everybody because we were named Superstar by Coach Fatai. Coach Fatai is still alive and is still doing well. To God be the glory.
Yeah, because we were then with the Youth Sports Federation of Nigeria under the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. So we normally play national competitions to the extent that sometimes, for it has started for a long time. So we play international competitions as well. A lot of youth fund team will travel for Gotia Cup, Sotonia Cup, Dana Cup, Cup of States in Brazil, a lot of competitions, Umbro Cup, everywhere, Aberdeen Cup and all, So I had the chance of going to one of those competitions or 2 times at the age of 12 or 13. Then at the end, a few years later, they said that there is this Youth Fund World Cup. We never knew that it was FIFA. They said there's this Youth Fund World Cup. So Youth Fund now came in, and we were all, they were all invited, but I wasn't invited. But every Saturday then, we go to the National Stadium to play what we call sets. So I saw them at the National Institutions for Sports, then NIS. And I saw that most of these guys, I know them. Some of them are playing for Samco Stars. Some of them have played in Gotia Cup. We traveled once or twice together while we were young. What is happening here? So I asked, and they said they've been invited to come and play, that there is a World Cup for Youth Fund. Then the next day, I had to go to Ijoro. I bought the Malam undersole, they call it Malam undersole, or boots, the rubber. Then I sold it to the canvas that I have. Then I went, and it took me almost about 2 weeks before they could allow me to play for once. And the day I had the chance, even when a lot of people that have been driven, kept on, I kept on coming while a lot of them stayed away. The day I had the chance of 15 minutes, and that was just the end. Till date, that later I became the captain, and I had to participate in the qualifiers with them against Togo, and straight to the World Cup.
I was invited to Youth Fund camp. Youth Fund camp, and we played against the Junior Eagles and tournament because we qualified for the World Cup in '83. So I played against them, and from there I was selected to the Youth Fund camp to go, and we went to US to play the World Series of Soccer, which we won. The following year, '85, they started the Golden Eaglets. They qualified. I think they played Togo, and they qualified for the World Cup. And they called people to the camp. And I think somewhere along the line, they remember there's this little man that knows how to play soccer. So they invited me. Then what happened was, since I knew we were supposed to play a friendly match against AP. So since I knew they're not going to put me, and I'm not in the fourth and second team, I was just sitting down there with my boots off. So I took off my boots and I put it beside me. And I remember Chukuma, one of the midfielders, was saying, "Oh, coach, I have a stomach ache." And the coach said, "You have a stomach ache." So definitely they have to replace him with somebody else. And the coach was looking for the necessary to replace. Normally it won't be me because I'm not even in the second team. I was just like a practice material. And the coach said, "Oh, where's your shoes? Where's your soccer boot?" I said, "My soccer boot is right here, coach." He said, "Well, how come you're not putting it on?" So I made them start coming like, "Oh, I'm sure you're not going to put me." And the coach said, "What makes you think I'm not going to put you? Okay, put on your shoes and go inside and play. Today, if you don't play very well, you are going home." I said, "Okay." I put on my shoes and I entered the game. And believe it or not, I changed the whole dynamic of the game. So the next day when they were calling the roster, because they had to have about 27 to go and play the tournament. So I said, "You know what?" They called my name, and I was surprised. I'm like, wow. So I made the team.
It was funny as well because at a stage, after I had played the qualifiers, we started to build, and we left the NIS, National Institute for Sports, there at the National Stadium. We went to Bode Thomas area at the Games Village. the boss will know about this. If you ask him, surely he will tell you. That is a Mumuni Alao. He should know about this. He will tell you concerning everything that concerns the World Cup. So what now happened? We were there at the Games Village. Then they started to drop players. Then suddenly, fear came. Each time they call you at midnight, you know that by the morning, early at 6 o'clock, you've gone home, leaving those that are left preparing for the World Cup, because it was getting close then. So one night, at midnight, I was staying in the same room with Bodrum Bazwai when they came to call me that the coach wanted to come and see me. Wanted to see me. That is Sebastian Broderick's. That they wanted to see me. I was afraid and I was shaking, very nervous that I was going to go home, because it was our head coach, Falashamaki, that came then, and everybody was asleep. Suddenly, when I came out of my room and I had the opportunity of seeing different types of cars that were marked Air Force with a lot of soldiers with this, and then I knew that the NFF then, may so rest in peace, Itazubo had came as well that midnight with Patrick Okwomo, may so rest in peace as well. They took me to this chief coach room, and when I entered, I saw all the coaches, and I was the only player that was there left in the room. And I was nervous. Then Ikazubo spoke because always talking to us as a father. Relax now. Why? Which one you did shake this one? I mean, like this one go play the World Cup for. Relax now. Then I said, okay. In my heart, all I was expecting is if they ask me to go, I will beg maybe the heavens out of them, for them at least to allow me to stay for some days. So suddenly he said, you know the reason why we call you? I said, no, sir, I don't know, sir. I was shaking. He said, okay, yeah, breathing, make you no shake. Then I took a long breather, like about 2 or 3 times. Then he said to me, we call you just to try out something with you, because if it's possible, say you will become one of the leaders for this time. But waiting, I want you first to say that we must test leader now, Abi. Not be so bad. I said, yes. Now you be the oldest youth player among these ones. I said, yes. Then he said, okay. You sabi read well. I said, to a large extent I can, because then, youth, I was shaking. Then he gave me a magazine. I read like about some 5-6 pages. Who was there as well. Then they brought a novel, James Hadley Chase, and said, drop that one. This one they a bit complicated. Or someone now gave it to me. I now read like about, about 10 lines. I was joining everything together because some of the English there, the vocab there was so much heavy for me to pronounce. So I managed to do this. Then he said, okay, so if I talk now as the president, say, listen, you will feel respond, you will get the liver to respond. I said, yes, sir. Then he now welcomed me, he welcomed the team and on behalf of the chief coach and this and that for like about 2 minutes. Then he said I should respond. Then I said, yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for everything. He said, it not be so. I'll be NFF chairman, So all throughout this, they corrected me and I was able to do the thing to a large extent, which I cannot tell you that I got it 50%. Let me say 30%. Then he said to me that you will continue to improve from here. Now, don't tell anyone that you are going to be the captain, because we have not made you the captain. But you will learn to write all the names of the players, and you will be on our own side and to be able to reach out to the players for everything that we want. If they want boots, they will complain through you. You will come tell us. So all these things, they told me for the night. I spent approximately an hour in there, and they said I should go back to my room. When I got back to my room, I could not tell the youngest in our team then, what's his name. The next morning, I could not tell Atere. I couldn't tell Bodrum Bazwai, because we relate a lot very, very well. Then there are some other people that merited being the captain of the team. People like Imama Amapakabo. Kingsley Akionbare, late Kingsley Akionbare. You know, he's like a godfather within the team. As young as he was, he was very, very exposed. So at the end of the day, we started to do this. Binebi Numa as well was there. Ilaria Giki as well was there. These guys can speak so well and they can write very, very well. After some time, like about 2 days after this had happened, then they will tell me that Nduka, Sebastian Brown will tell Nduka, tell them to pack all the balls and all those things. Then I will call, please, Kingsley, Binebi, I beg, make una pack these balls, make me say if I take the deal. Then you don't be, you know, the bad word, you don't be mad me. Waiting, you know. So they started to get an idea of what was happening and what had happened in that place that they called me to, the room of the chief court that they called me to at midnight. Then problem came, you know, youth. A lot of argument because, okay, so now the thing where you don't be this, okay, wait till your eye go see for this camp. Then when they tell me to go and write names, because I cannot spell so well to write, the moment I pick up the pen to start writing something, they will go, the guy in my room goes to tell somebody, then they take it to Kingsley. Kingsley was like the godfather then. None of us could challenge him because he controls all those guys from Benin, you know. Then when I go to his room, you see about 4 or 5 people there. Then I want to write, I beg, tell me, what is your name? Say, Kingsley Akionbare is my name. Okay, write that. I said, can you spell it? He said, write Kingsley Akionbare. Maybe they don't give you Kakeshi Bank. Write down. So the thing went on, and at the end, you know, we all gelled together. It wasn't for a bad mind, but just for the happenings that surrounds what was going to be wonderful at the end of the day, that actually became so nice and so wonderful, so awesome, that at the end, what we all were called for, we achieved it. Yet the preparation had been ongoing right from the first day that we entered the camp, because we had only one qualifier match then to play, which was against Togo. So after then, it's not like now there is always stoppages and all that, you know, as you go. Before, time for camping, because most of us were going to school. I was in St. Timber's College then. I was going to school from the camp. When we finished training in the morning, with the permission of the school, then quickly I take my bath, wear my uniform, and I'm on my way to school, Akoka. And there was no much traffic then, because from Yaba to Akoka is just a stone throw, like about 15 minutes to drive. Then when I get back to school, when I get back from school, I come look for something to eat, rest a little. 3 o'clock, 3:30, we're at the National Stadium, very close to us there, because the NIS is closed, and the Games Village as well, very close, just about some 10 minutes drive.
So we went to the friendly matches in. I think we play one in Niger, Kwara. We play in Kanemi, Bono. Is that it? Yeah, Bono. Yeah. Well, we had like 4 games before coming back to the national stage, back to Games Village. We were well prepared, but nobody knew we would make any impact. You know, we're just going there as if to just complete the tournament. You know, 32 teams. So we'll probably be one of the 32 teams just to complete, you know, the numbers. So, but I mean, we tried everything with good. It was a very well thorough preparation by the coaches. We have a coach, Christian Shukud. We have which is the African coach. We have Sebastian Broderick. That's my man, which is the head coach. And the third one was from Mena, from Niger State, Balaka Nike. Yeah, we prepared very well. Nobody thinks we will make any impact.
They like always in any major competition. Now I'm grown, no longer the under 17 or the under 60 player. I came to the realization that in every competition that we go to, or any tournament whatsoever, the first match is very, very important because it will give you the mind that you are up for something when you are playing the second match, no matter how difficult the second match will be. Once you win the first one, you have the 3 points in your kitty. Then you are placed already, first or second, depending on what happens in the other 2 matches. If they score more goals than you do, they will come up, but you are still in contention and they have to beat you. So if you win your second match, you have 6 points. Already you are qualified because the 3 teams or the 4 teams that will be that are grouped in the same group, like we had Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, Italy, and Costa Rica. Then only 2 will qualify. So getting 6 points will place you above 2. The only difference that can happen is if one of those ones to win and score more goals, then you can be out of the competition if they are not picking 3rd place. But if you are picking 3rd place, surely you will remain in the competition as number 1, first in that group, or second in the group qualifying. The match was very, very important, and we took it very, very serious because we had worked hard for it and we got the job done. With that 1-0, we got the 3 points.
Saudi Arabians, man, they were tough. You know, they were much bigger than us, and we had to fight them tooth and nail. Before they even get to the tournament, they've been to several countries. You will see the bags and everything. They were borrowing us boots. They were giving us jerseys. You will see the bags they brought to the tournament, and we don't even have anything. But like I said, we have to battle them to the end. You know, our target is to win or draw every game. But that was another tough challenge, and we play 0-0. Yeah.
Hearing what has happened with Costa Rica and Italy, that Costa Rica had lost to Italy, this gave us the courage that 3 points more we will end up at 7. So beating Costa Rica became a very, very, very important task for us, which was accomplished with about 3 goals. No, that did not cross our mind. But like you have respect for anything that was bigger than you do, they were very, very strong. And again, they were tactically okay. But there is one thing that Nigeria has, and until this very moment, you are not going to remove it from Nigeria. We are like the Germans of Africa. So against Hungary, they scored 4. Then we started to encourage ourselves. We scored again 2-1, and we scored again 3-1. Then we started to pressurize them. They got so tired that they were drinking from our water as well. So that was the edge that we had. We were very, very strong, very physically fit.
Every players have their own set of mind. According to my coach, later I find out, he said the team was good around me. And he always tell me the way you go is the way the team goes. Me, even if you are beating up 3-0, I never lose confidence. When they scored the first goal, I told them, I said, come on guys, you know, we gotta go back to our game. And that which we did. And the goals were just coming in. You know, that's me. I'm always like, until it's over. If it's not over, we are still in it until it's over.
It was very, very, very tough. How many very now? Like about 3. If I have to add one more, extremely tough. Why? Because this is an African team that is a very, very good team as well. But there was one little thing that we had there, that since it's an African team and we can beat all these guys that are from Europe and some of these ones from South America, then automatically that there's nothing we cannot achieve with them. But we had the opportunity of taking them to the cleaners at the early stage of the game. Then suddenly we scored and they equalized. And then from there, they grew into the game and it became extremely difficult for us to do anything extra. As we were creating the chances, they were creating theirs. Then it got to a stage that it was 50-50. So when the game ended, fear came. But we knew one thing, that we weren't going to drop our guards. We will at least do everything humanly possible, like we did just about 5 minutes to the end of the game. But it wasn't enough for us to be able to score so that at the end, the game ends.
Yeah, because they're Africans and we're African and they know what we know. They know what we know. We know what they know. So now it's the war of the Titans. You know, we have to. Now we're playing the Europeans. You know, it's a different ball game. To play Africans, that they are equally your match. And that was I think that was, I don't even know. I think they can debate that because the goal I scored I was the one that scored the first goal. They were saying it's the fastest goal in the tournament. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. They say it was one of the fastest goals in the tournament. Let me say it that way. So when we scored, and we even after we scored, we had another chance to be like 2-0 up against them. But we lost the penalty. And when we lost that penalty, the pressure now came back on us. And we scored ourselves. They didn't score. If you look at the tape, someone named Juare had the ball inside their own net, and then it became a tough. It was a tough game. I will like anybody. I concur what they said that it's the toughest game of the tournament. Yeah, it is the toughest game of the tournament. Apart from the final that we're under pressure thinking, oh wow, we're in the final, but then that was a tough game.
So we went into penalties. The penalties was unbelievable. It was 4-2 at the end, I guess, if you look at the result, 4-2 at the end, because they threw some away, we scored and lost one as well. Then if you look at my own penalty as the captain of the team, it was unbelievable. You see my should I say gesticulation, my when I played it, it was as if the goalkeeper was going to catch it. I was jittery because as the captain of the team, there was so much fear. The burden was on me, as if I was carrying the nation on my shoulders. So when we won, we knew that all we had to go, like the NFL chairman said then, and our coach Sebastian Brothers and Christian Chuku, then that all we have now is 2 matches to go. If we can, then we will be champions. But Chuku said that the most important, one of the trainings that we have, we're planning on how to play the next match, was that he said we should not consider the trophy. We should consider getting to the finals. If we get to the finals, then the trophy, winning the game will be considered. Then getting to trophy will be as a result of winning the game. So this was what happened.
When we get to the field, these guys were wearing Adidas. They were having cameras. We were watching the game between, I think, Guinea and Brazil at the top place. So we were sitting down there, and these guys were just, with the Adidas and everything. While we are wearing slippers, the true slippers, with the tracksuit and everything in the cold weather. Shame on Nigeria, man. So and I was looking at our boys and see the way they were acting. So I called the coach. I said, Coach, can we go inside and warm up? And they said, what? I said, because looking at these guys, it's like they're intimidating us. We don't need to see all this. The game is about to start in the next 30 minutes. So coach said, yeah, call the captain, call Nduka and blah blah blah. So I called Nduka and we rally everybody out, rally everybody around, and then went to the dressing room, and we were singing. We were singing. We stay today, tomorrow no more. We're in the high spirit. And when these guys were going to their dressing room, they thought we were fighting. They looked at us like, what's wrong with them? And we're like, you know what? They used to have this guy, their striker, Woodstack or whatever it's in, Woodstack, I think. This guy scored that trick in 3 games. So, and he plays at the number 9. So they were like, you know what? How are we going to tackle this guy? And then Sabara came up with a good plan. Don't follow him around. Anytime he's beside you, know that you have a danger man beside you, and you mark him hard. And we're like, okay. So, like I said, we came out of the game. 3 minutes, I gave that pass. I gave a true pass to Babatunde Yusuf on the right wing, and he caught it and put it out. And then Jonathan was there. He put his leg, and it was his goal. 3 minutes. The crowd was going crazy. The crowd supported us because Germany beat China during the course of the tournament. And so the Chinese people now decide to support us, So the crowd was crazy.
We finished the first half, and we were in the dressing room when Ikazubo and all of them came inside and started to encourage us that as you people are playing, they're watching the game live in Nigeria. So I'm not saying they watch the game. Ikazubo then, it was later that I had grown that I knew that he did his criminologist or so. I don't know, like they said then, and he knows how to talk very well. He knows how to get the best of you. He knows how to psych you up psychologically. So he said to us that we don't have 1 hour to go. We only have 40 minutes, 45 minutes maximum. And that we don't have to rely on this one because once it's equalized, it will become 1-1. And at the end of the day, a lot of problems will come to that. So we must try to defend that one and ensure that one more is gotten, even if we are going to die there. So every one of us started shouting, yes, this thing. Then he hugged every other person. Glema, Alaji Glema hugged everybody, the ambassador, they were all happy. As we were going out, we were hearing the shouting. Just 40 minutes more and no more. 40 minutes more and no more. So we started the 15 minutes. The moment we got into the pitch, we knew that the die has been cast and there was no going back. These 40 minutes, it's either we're winning the trophy, we're winning the match and getting the trophy, or we're losing the game and losing the trophy. So we encouraged ourselves, and at the end of the day, it was battle to finish. Then we got tired because the Germans were strong, much heavier than us. Then suddenly something happened. I think it was Belamomo that was trying to clear the ball away at the very last minute. But before then, we could hear on the reserve bench as Sebastian Broderick and Christian Chukwu was calling Victor Dunoba because he was so tired he could no longer move. They just wanted him to come to one place, cross over, leave the opponent's half, cross over to our half because the pressure was on us. Then suddenly, from the other side, almost about 60 yards away, Bella Momo wanted to clear the ball into the crowd, and it cleared and it became a record. The ball went to the other side while the German has attacked us. Knowing that when you see the ball, you will have strength. When without the ball, if you are tired, you wouldn't want to move. It's a psychological thing. He received the ball and paced it, and meeting the two central defenders that were recovering. A little shift, the central defender left. A little shift, the other one left. What he never expected, because he plays with his right leg. He just said, I just wanted to shoot, just for the sake of just shooting. Then he kicked it. This was about 3 minutes to go. The ball was kicked, and the ball went directly into the corner. You know what? Akiobare said, Even if they go score while we're celebrating, then go score one. Before them go score the second one, the game go down end. Because we were so tired. We were so happy that we couldn't believe it. Everything, all our hard work and everything was just going by, as if it was a sprint. Say we don't win the World Cup, we don't win the World Cup. Then suddenly, the referee said it's finished. Now it's celebration. Come in, because we ran outside the pitch and was celebrating. Said, no, come in. It's finished. Now, then we played extra 1 minute or so, and the game ended. This was how we became a Guinness Book of Records holder, winning the first under-16 World Cup on the planet, organized by FIFA. It was at night because the medal was not given to us on the stage, on the podium. The trophy was given to me, and I never knew that trophy was that heavy. That thing would be almost about 20-something kg, made with bronze. When I looked at the design while I was trying to raise it up, because my interest wasn't, it's no longer issue of football or whatever. What was going through my mind was beyond even the trophy. So when they gave me the trophy, I saw then, later when I got older, was when I now started to realize that those that presented the trophy to me was wonderful people of a great stature and personalities on earth. João Avalanche, that will do the same thing for the Senior World Cup guys. Juan Antonio Samaran, late Juan Antonio Samaran, that is a Olympic, IOC president as well, and Seth Blatter, that was the secretary general then and coordinating everything. So when they gave, it collected this thing and gave to João Avalanche, and Avalanche presented the trophy to me. It was unbelievable, but the joy wasn't, that the representation. The joy was that we have won the World Cup for the fourth time on the planet, on Earth. So it's very interesting, honestly speaking. The night when we got back to the hotel, everybody, even the Chinese, everybody was happy and they were celebrating with us and everything. The next morning we woke up. At night we went to a place where an hotel, a hall, where they presented the medals and everything. We knew then, with our tracksuit and everything, that what we have done is unbelievable, and that is a big thing, it's awesome. It's this thing that is so mighty, at young lives. It became a thing that even till date, you understand, to know that Nduka Ugbade is the captain of other 17 guys that made them a team that went to China for the first time and won the Under-16 World Cup. That today Nigeria has succeeded in winning about 4 more, making 5. It's a thing to be celebrated and to rejoice about all the deeds of our lives.
You have won Under-17 World Cup. You have performed as good ambassadors. Good players, one Golden Eaglets. You have performed as good ambassadors. Good players, one Golden.
We never knew how big it was. We never knew until when we came back and they told us we have to stop at the Kano Airport, because Kano Airport to Lagos is an hour. They said they have something planned out for us in Lagos, that we have to be in a van and ride around the whole city of Lagos. So that if we come straight, it will be too early. So we have to stay in Kano. So when we get to Kano, we didn't come out of the airplane. Then we can see crowds. They came to celebrate us. So if the crowd is this much in Kano, how is it going to be in Lagos? When we get to Lagos, it was the same thing. it was so rare.
I'm not sure that there will be any other victory that will be celebrated like that first one, because thousands of people and millions of Nigerians in their houses came out to actually see us passing by from one place to the other. Then we won the World Cup, but Nigerians celebrated it more than us that had the opportunity of going, like an entourage inside the Coca-Cola long, what they call a truck, with the sides brought down so that everybody can have the opportunity of seeing us. So compare this to you that is driving through, not moving, to one that left his home to the airport, and from the airport passing through the third mainland bridge, from the airport to Ikeja, going through the third mainland bridge, thousands of people following the bus with their legs to Tinubu Square, where we had the reception. It was awesome. It was unbelievable. Honestly speaking, when I sit back at this time and I look at it, I felt I would want to envision what it would look like the day that Nigeria would actually win the Senior World Cup. On so many occasions, I went to the US and there was this gathering of people in the university. They were planning about their graduation and all. Then a Nigerian that I never knew at all, with all other Nigerians, suddenly said, "It's like I know you." I said, "Yes, I don't know you." He said, "Some years back, you play football." I said, "Yes." He said, "You are Ugbade?" I said, "Yes." And every place when I gone, even the foreigners that are there, that never had the opportunity of watching this, everybody started to. That was the first time that I was going to find out that there is something that they say Google. When you Google, you put name, search engine or something like that. Everything concerning you will come out. Then, again, inside the Lufthansa, some years, just about some 12 or 13 years now, I was watching at the aeroplane filming movie something, and I scrolled to 100 years of FIFA, and they talked and documentary running and every other thing, senior World Cup and everything, under 20, that was under 19 then and all that. Then suddenly my picture came on for the under 16, which is now under 17, where I was carrying the trophy. Then the Indian man, elderly man that was seated very close to me, I said to him, I think that is me. He said, "You think that is you?" I said, I said, "Yes, that is me." You know what he said? An elderly man. He said, yeah. Then, seated with the wife, they spoke in Indian. I don't know what they said. It's like saying, look at your friend here. And this small one saying that that is him on this. Then that spoke. They suddenly, without wondering why they were serving food, why they were bringing food to serve, the man now said that, "Excuse me, this boy says there's a film that they show in football, FIFA, that is him. Can we please check?" Let me tell you, I wasn't afraid, but I was a bit broken. It was like a shock, because it would have been better he would ask me questions than just saying, "Okay, yeah," and he told his wife and this and like that. Then the lady took my name and my passport and checked and everything and went. And in 10 minutes later, they came up and they announced that truly you are the one, the lady who cried to me and everything. And the man was surprised and he was shaking and bowing and yeah, very good, yo, this and that, you know. On several occasions, I've gone to so many places all over the world that have been recognized, and I've been actually assisted. Not only being recognized, but assisted, not by Nigerians alone, by all other people that came to know the person that I am and my personality.
So many times. Some don't recognize the face, but they recognize the name. Because the face is chubby now. So those days the face was so very fit and smallish and slim. And now the face is chubby now, but they can still recognize the name, So hey, yeah, so many times. Some were fulfilled, some were promises, some were not fulfilled before the government of Muhammadu Buhari was overthrown. And because they asked us, they told us we will be going to 1986 Senior World Cup, which we did. We went to Mexico for 1986 Senior World Cup. Yeah, we did. And they talk about scholarship. I think they only give to a few people. I don't know if that's. When they talk about giving us street name after us, yes, they did. They fulfilled that. I think they name everybody. They name street after everybody in Nigeria. Depending on where which state you come from. My is in Lagos State in the Mushin area.
Yes, at Ugbawo, we're about about each of us or so from Edo State then, because later more states were created. One of it was Delta that I belong to now. Out of Edo State, So some other states were created, but we had our own in front of the university at one of the estates there. I don't know if it is still there, because if it's not there, and maybe I'll ask if your boss, can help us to search this out. If it's not there, I know for sure I will come personally to meetings that they should make case for us, like he's always been making it for us, to the extent that at the end of all what was promised, that nothing was given. Even the school that I enrolled at then, Federal School of Art and Science, that gave me some good foundation today that I didn't finish there because of football. I had to travel abroad to play. It gave me some good foundation on education that I was able to know, and now I can speak so well, at least express myself, and I see things in different light, and some things that are complex administratively, I can entangle it to make it so simple and very unique. I treat away. This is a big question. I was supposed to play in the 1994 World Cup, and I did everything humanly possible, being good without injuries. I even attended. I was invited by Adidas to Germany with Omeko Merwa then, and Westerhoff and all. We went there, and I had a launching of the Predator, the boat called Predator, that big Adidas lines and the shooter. I never knew that I wasn't going to go to the World Cup, because I would have been the first person that would attend the 3 World Cups at 3 different levels: the under 17 or the under 16, the under 19 or under 20, then the absolute. And I did everything humanly possible. And there were some clubs as well out there waiting for me to do just 1 minute. But unfortunately, a lot of things happened that I wouldn't want to go back to, because forward never, backward never. At the end of the day, it became impossible. that the American embassy even invited me if I want to go and watch. That they will give me the visa to go and watch, which I appreciate today. I recognize that gesture, and I say to them, God will bless them. God will bless their nation as well for understanding my pain. So at the end of the day, the pain was too much. I couldn't go. Everything that I had was burnt. Everything that I had, guesses, everything, all that I had, out of ignorance, pure stupidity, pure foolishness. And at the end, I lost it with it, only to realize later, so many years later, that the World Cup will still continue. And that after then, I won the under-17 again. As a coach.
Congratulations. You have made Nigeria proud. You have done so well. You have made Africa proud. You have done so well. You have performed as good ambassadors, good players, all Golden Eaglets. You have performed as good ambassadors, good players, all Golden Eaglets. You have made Nigeria proud. You have done so well. You have made Africa proud. You have won under-17 World Cup. You have performed as good ambassadors, good players, all Golden Eaglets. You have performed as good ambassadors.